Got a decent bass. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! This is a giant. This is a giant. Oh my gosh! Stay on. Stay on. This is a giant. Do not. Holy crap. Yes! That is a giant bass. This thing is enormous. I thought it was a dink because it. This is not a dink.
There's your caption. I thought it was a dink.
This is enormous. Let's get the weight. 3 pounds, 10 ounces.
That's a pound heavier than the one I call it.
Oh my goodness. Let's get a length. 18 inches. To the trip for me, probably. Look at the belly on that guy. Look at the size of that fish. Man. Let's get the release. It's decent. Got the first smallie of the day. Where is he? My goodness. Oh, yeah, it's a nice one. Oh, there we go. Fought really hard. It's probably a 13-incher on a Strike King coffee tube. This reel is just, the drag is, the drag goes out when I reel in, but doesn't go out ever. It's just so old that the drag that they have, Shimano has on their newer reels is much better. I think it's worth it to try and turn around and catch a fish because we did that in the East Channel and I hooked it. Got him. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not the one. That's not the one. He's still fighting. Oh my gosh, we're doubled up. We're doubled up. Oh, that was a good one, Dad. What are the chances right here off the dock? That one was first lure on this new Husky jerk. What are the chances we doubled up like that? What are the chances we're catching fish that aren't that 5-pounder? There's one. Small. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with this? That's a little bit better one.
That's great.
This is a better fish. Please don't come off. Not that better, but he's fighting better.
He's fighting great.
Oh, man, this is a fighter. Ooh-wee.
He's fighting really well.
Ultralight fishing at its finest. This guy just refuses to come up. Get in here. Oh my gosh. Get. Ah. His mouth is so small I can't whip him. It's a nice 12-incher. Sounds like it. Don't want him coming. Here, you want me to land it? Oh yeah, it's nicer. Here, let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. That's probably close enough. Definitely a nicer fish. He's going back that way.
Oh, a lot nicer.
You don't want him jumping right now and spinning it. Man.
Oh, this is a ton nicer.
Yeah.
Just let him tire out. Got him?
Come on. Ay, ay, ay. That's a much nicer fish. The guy's probably almost 2 pounds.
Four?
1.9. 1.9. It's better than a dink.
That's not a dink. He's a teenager.
That one. Oh, it's a decent little smallie. Tiny little black girl.
Pretty fish.
Pretty little fish. Oh, I finally got a fish on. He's fighting on a Kalen's grub. Come here. Yeah. Finally. That is a solid one. It's a fat. Oh, and I got snagged. It's nice, healthy, probably 13, 14-inch smallmouth. Oh, let's get him released.
Good one?
No. Got another smallmouth, this time on a night crawler. Oh. Tiny dink. It's a little bit better one. Got a decent smallmouth on. Tube. But fat. I got my first smallie of the day on a wacky worm. It's a true dink. Oh wow, is that a... Let's get him up. It's a pink robo worm with a 1/0 circle hook. Just a tiny dink. Just dropping this down, letting it sink, and this water's so clear the fish will see it from good distance away and just swim up to it as it's falling. Finally got one on the ice rod. It's tiny. Yeah. There's one. Man, these things are tiny. Another one. Got another one. Probably gonna do about 2 or 3 more of these and then switch over to some bigger fish. Another one. This little, got a baby fluke on a jig head, and it's getting him. A massive pike on right now. He's literally sitting right here on a jerk bait. Gotta tire him out. Please stay on. This may have been a pike I had on earlier that came off. My heart is pounding so hard right now. This is probably like 30, 35 inches long. Gosh, he's trying to dig it. Oh, there he goes. This is gonna be a long fight. I literally saw him sitting straight down in the water, casted this jerk bait past him, brought it in, and literally just twitched it right in front of his face like 3 or 4 times, and he just demolished it at my feet. It was amazing. He only has like 1 hook in him though. Don't want to try and horse him in. I'm gonna have to bring him onto this little flooded dock area right here to land him. Oh my gosh, this is the longest fight I've ever had of my life. I'm gonna cry if this thing comes off. Oh yeah, please don't come off. This looks like the one I had on earlier. Oh, he's literally just got 1 hook in him. I think he's tired out now. No! No, 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 no! Oh. No! That was my PB pike for sure. Well, I guess that just goes to show you can't catch them all. What makes that even worse is I had that fish on about an hour ago, came off at the net, same exact fish, just went back straight down to where it came off. I don't even know why I didn't see it earlier, but it was guaranteed the same exact fish, and that was 100% my PB. I couldn't have that happen again in my life. To lose my PB, to lose any PB 2 times, the same fish, chances of that are just impossible, really. Well, maybe I'll be able to catch them if I come back here later in the week. Got my first smallmouth on. Drop shot. It's about 5 inches, but it's the first one. Well, I got something. I do not know how I hooked that. Tiny, tiny perch. There's a big one. That's a smallmouth. Yes! On the crankbait. It's a decent one too. Oh, come on, he came off. Yeah. That's a decent fish. Thank you. It's my first decent sized one of the trip, probably 15 inches. There's a fish.
guy swiped at it, jumped, and then got side hooked. I'm using a hollow shadow wrap right now, and one thing is it does hook every fish, but then you got a flopping smallmouth full of treble hooks. Dink. Hopefully I can get at least something over 2 pounds. There's one. Another tiny one. Ooh, this guy's got something in his mouth. Looks like a crayfish. Would you look at that? He's spitting up a half-eaten crayfish. Boop. Good morning. It is 5:40 a.m. Packing up the canoe right now. Me going to do some fishing shortly. Gonna be out here on the beautiful Lake Michigan. It's late July. Hopefully get on some big smallmouth. Stay tuned. Please stay on. Got my first fish of the day on. There we go. That's a decent fish. That's the biggest fish so far for me. Another small fish. Seems like we got on the fish finally. Think. My dad's on with his first fish. Hopefully it doesn't come off. Finally got one. Oh. There's one. Which one did he bite? He bit the top one. He bit the top of the double rig. Right now. Please don't come off. Yes! Talk about a double up. Double fluke rig, 2 bass. There's the first one. Second one. jerkbait fishing today at the marina. There's a big channel right here. Hopefully I can pull something out of it. Got my first fish on the jerkbait finally. It's this very small smallmouth. Got a pike on, guys. Yes. Please don't come off. He swallowed the bait. He might take my crankbait. This is gonna be hard to land him. Oh my gosh, the line is like in his mouth. Please don't come off. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No! Knew that was gonna happen. Oh my gosh. Second pike I've lost this trip. Actually, the third one. Oh. Fish on. It's a smallmouth this time. It's a decent one, actually. Not that big, but a lot bigger than the ones I've been catching lately. Please don't come off. Finally. That's about a 12 or 13 inch smallmouth. Got him on a deep diving Rapala DT Thug. Guys, I got a fish on. It's a smallmouth, I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty decent smallmouth. Diving crankbait. That's a pretty small bass. It's a smallmouth. That's pretty small. Fish on the drop shot. First cast with it too. Seems quite small. Could even be a rock bass, I'm not sure. That's a smallmouth. First cast on the drop shot. I got this guy. That's about the average size. Here's one. It's another tiny one. Must be a school out there.
If they're here, it gets hot, and it'll be like every cast.
About the same size. Man, they fight so hard.
They do. That's why they're wonderful.
You just spit up a minnow.
It's gonna make land in them. That's almost exactly the same size.
Got on this little short leader drop shot rig, only about a 6-inch leader. Zoom 4-inch finesse worm. Get in the smallmouth. Right along where these buoys are is a channel for this marina, and then there's gets probably like, I don't know, 10 feet deep with a bunch of weeds. And then right to the edge of these buoys is a bunch of like sandy gravel rock. So that's where I'm trying to cast here, right along that edge. There's one tiny dink. This guy's really small.
That's a little bit bigger fish. Oh, my worm fell off. No, it's tiny. This is pretty small.
Super small fish on a drop shot. Another fish on the drop shot. There's a fish. Finally got on a pattern that's catching these guys. KVD Dream Shot always does the job. Got a fish on. Small one. Oh God. What the heck? Look at this. The fish came off and I hooked a dead goby that was in its mouth. Now that is something I've never done before. Maybe I could use this as a bait. Never mind, it came off. Got a decent little perch. Got him. Got one. Super small smallmouth. Totally saw him eat it too. Just spit up a goby. Tiny one. Smallmouth on. Drop shot. Just throwing a KVD Dream Shot to the outside edge of this. Oh. Or not. Come on. My bait is sitting in the water right here. Just throwing this little guy out there to the outside weed edge of this channel and picking off these smallmouth. Got on fish number 1. It's a pretty small one. This is below average size for fish I've been catching over here. fish on a jerkbait. Ah, he's hooked weird. Thought it was a giant. Another small fish. He's just side hooked. When I set the hook, this guy did not move at all. Stop it. I don't know why, but every single fish I catch on a jerkbait is about this size or smaller. None of the big fish will even touch it at all. I have fish almost every cast following the bait and staring at it, but nothing will actually commit except for the small fish. Another small fish on the jerkbait, about the same size.